So the Nasdaq made lower highs. We currently have a Head and Shoulders here. Good morning. It is about 5 o'clock in the morning. I have not slept in 24 hours. Woohoo! You currently have a Head and Shoulders here on the Nasdaq. Pretty clear textbook evening star here, falling through reversal as well. On the 30-minute time frame, you should be able to see it clearly here, falling through reversal. Things don't have to be perfect. Countered and followed up with a evening star reversal here. Pretty strong bearish candles. We have a bearish pendant here that I called out that we broke down to. You're forming your lowercase h, which is also within the pattern sequence of the evening star reversal. If we are going to head lower, the CPI report or PPI, I don't know, I'm too damn high, frankly, to know which report we got coming on right now. But one of those reports that's coming out here in the next few hours should be giving us our direction. My bias is leaning bearish. We also have the Samsung strike that's going on. Trump has also talked about how he is he's talking about how the ceasefire is on life support. This is just a cat and mouse game, smoke and mirrors. Obviously, the decision's already been done here. I think that we're going to, regardless of whatever happens, I think the move is already premeditated, just like, pretty much everything else. Again, here, if I just clean this chart off here for a bit, if you go here to the 2 hour time frame here, let's see what's going on here. Again, a very clear bearish reversal here. Very strong. So damn. Very strong selling pressure here. You can again see that break here. Let me see if I just put my lines back on here and I go back here to the 2 hour time frame, what that looks like. We again, yeah, so right where we cracked, a very clear, very textbook like, drew this up before it happened here. The Nasdaq was here at approximately 361 here, or excuse me, 290. But I was candidly already in shorts, was short before then here, so shorts are doing great. I don't know if there's really anything else to talk about. We're in a bubble. You're being gaslit. We're being told that we're not in a bubble. And the craziest part is, no different from how, when the market went up, when people thought this was like, unbelievable, it's still going to be unbelievable to them, when we go down. And I'm not saying that we're going to go down today. I'm not saying we have to go down today. But when you have people, news, and other people talking about how essentially, this is not a bubble, this and that, and this was the bubble, I don't really know what to say. And I think that a lot of traders just don't know what they're talking about and they're looking for answers because, again, when you have stocks going up here and your best buddy, on Twitter eating Hot Pockets in his mom's basement is saying, hey, man, you didn't catch the move. I'm like, people are just gambling now. You know what I mean? And, I think that's the problem here. And that retail is not winning here because you're not hearing that much from retail. Yeah, you see the Wall Street bet post. Oh, you see your, friend Bob who's blown like 20,000 accounts, but hey, he got a $5,000 gain, but he's over all, negative like a quarter million. Like, yeah, you're getting some of those, right? But that's not realistic. That's not how a healthy market looks like. And we keep getting told there's memory, there's memory, there's memory, there's memory. So I took the liberty of, let me see here. I took the liberty of uh, videos I was watching. This is back filmed in about 2023. Was talking about how you kind of have like feast or famine. And so, when you really look at kind of their books, and it's not just Micron's, it's all these other, companies' books, they're not great, right? The cash that they're getting, or so, and everyone's forgetting, right? Why all of a sudden did Nvidia and some of these other companies like Amazon kind of back out of some of their quote unquote investments with OpenAI? They don't have the money, right? People are like, oh, they're $4 trillion and this and that. I'm like, look at the books. So we're being told that there was a private credit issue, but there's no private credit issue, right? Because private credit issues go away overnight. Okay, right? We're being told that memory is such a demand, and no different from kind of ever before here in the entire market history here. So I don't know. I just decided to just kind of look at the numbers, actually just crunch the numbers again. Just use AI. Anybody can get this information just to look at what are they actually accumulating? Like, what are their liabilities? What are their debts? How have they been since 08, 1984? It's not like, I don't know, maybe every 3 to 5 years they kind of have feast years, famine years, right? So all you're in and is a cycle. It could be a super cycle, obviously, where I think that, they're trying to squeeze blood out of rocks. You have companies like Soundhound over here that literally make fucking sounds, okay? With a market cap of $11 billion. But you can go on Claude, you can go on any AI tool and basically do what a lot of these companies are doing. That's the problem with this market. I don't think people are kind of understanding that, like, all these companies like Adobe, and I mean the list goes on. You can find it for yourself. All these companies for yourself. You can find these companies. All these companies, a lot of them are replaceable, and like replaceable as in like a year ago, right? But they're still around. So, I think that, and people forget charts like these. If I pull up one of my favorite charts here in the market, right, and you just look at some of these charts here, like people forget about this. People forget about Adobe. People forget that these tops come in here. People forget that Intel was, at 24, a billion years until Trump said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna sleep with you, Intel." And then what happened? Intel went up because they slept with Trump, right? And they just happen to have, oh, I don't know, a stake in the company, equity. That's interesting. So when you look at a lot of these companies here, it's the same pattern, time over time over time, and they get everybody. They get everybody. They get everybody that's unprepared, that is FOMOing in. And the problem is, right, if you do go up higher, let's say that this company goes up here, they have a 2% stake in SpaceX, I believe. So does Google. I think Google has the largest stake in SpaceX. Fun fact. Fact check me. I don't know. Um, but a lot of these companies here, I mean, it cycles, right? How many people thought this was a great really buy for Adobe, right? They got you here, they got you here, they got you all the way down, and then they did it to you again. They got you all the way down, right? It's just cycles, and anybody that says it's not cycles and it's different this time is just full of shit. I'm not saying that I know if the market's gonna head up or down, but what I do know is bullshit when I see it, right? And so I mean Nike, right? So, and again, fun fact here: when do these kind of stocks top out here, right? Someone's gonna say, well, it makes sense for 2021 for this stock, and it makes sense for this stock, and it's like whatever, man. Like it's always gonna be something. It's always right. I'm like, oh, so is that a pattern then, right? Adobe and Target are different. So then what about Nike? What the fuck about Nike then? Why the fuck did they top out in November as well? Right? I can pull up like 80 different charts, same chart, same cycle, same shit every day, right? And I'm gonna have somebody fucking arguing with me about it, right? We're literally in meme season. This is meme territory, right? What's the best thing to do? Just sell on fucking cash, man. And things are so expensive that people are day trading. They have to do zero dated options. I primarily call zero dated options because people can't afford a long term hedge to sell into the bubble, right? Fuck, if you want to run this bitch up, do it. I'll fucking join the party. And I'm going to be perfectly hedged all the way down, right? If that's what we do. Like Lululemon. Yeah, who the fuck thought buying skin tight pants for your wife who's fat and can't fit in them anymore was a great idea? Yeah, nobody thought that. So a lot of these companies, right, have gone nowhere in the past like decade, right? It doesn't matter where you went up, it matters where you're at now. That's life. It doesn't matter if you were 50 pounds a year ago. How much do you fucking weigh now? It's not that fucking complicated to fucking get, man. And that's what just fucking drives me crazy. All these companies smoked, cooked, right? The list goes on. Wow. That's funny. The list goes on, man. I mean, this is crazy. Roblox. Wow. That's a real shocker. Right? Ugh. UPS. That's a shocker, right? I thought people were ordering more packages, so why did it top out here? Gonna get a bunch of excuses. PayPal. Wow. It's not like we have a billion other companies that do the same shit that PayPal does. That's interesting. Music? Really, nigga? That's interesting. So, you know, you have the same companies doing the same shit, circle jerking each other off here, right? Wow. I can go all day, guys. Wow. 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 Was that the same chart? Pretty much. Wow. That's hilarious. Oh, you know what? That's incorrect. I'm on a weekly time frame. Looks like the same chart. Am I high? Must be. Wow. Real impressive. Wow. Wow. It's like I'm going through the same chart again and again and again. Oh, Coinbase. Wow. Right? I don't even know what that is. But wow. Mara? Wow. Hood? Wow. Tesla? Cool. Wow. SoFi? Wow. Zom? Double wow. I don't even know what this is, but wow. Lily? Wow. Reddit? Wow. So, all you really need to do is levels you need to watch today are right here. We have data coming out. Mark your pre-market low, mark your pre-market high. So let's say that this is our low of the night here. I don't know, potential bottom here. Mark that off. Where's your high of the night here? Where's Asia? Asia. Asia! Where you at, Asia? Yo, 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 yo. Okay. I need to start acting normal here. So where's Asia? Let's just say Asia's over here somewhere. 1834, close enough. Okay, so up here, okay, down here. You already have the clues. You already have the chart that I gave you. Got a head and shoulders. You're going to have to break this to be essentially bullish here. If you're short, congratulations. Wow. Wow. Whoa. Wow. Wow. Not the McRib. Wow. Oh, wow. IRS. Wow. Wow. Triple wow. Interesting setup, actually. But still, wow. Wowzer. Snow, where you at? Wow, that's where you're at. Jizz, can you jizz, please? Wow. Can you CRM? I'll CRM you later. Wow. 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 And incredible wow. You know the story. You know the game. I gave it to you. I didn't need to tell you for 20 minutes. Stay tuned for the next live stream. Holla point out. Is that easy? Wow.